I'm explaining about file system hierarchy, means what are the default directories we get along with operating system. That I'll explain now. Directories means folder. In Windows we call folder, in Linux we call directory. Only name is different. Okay, so these are the default directories we get along with the operating system in Linux. First is forward slash. Forward slash is a parent directory or top level directory in Linux. Forward slash is a parent directory or top level directory in Linux. It is similar to C in Windows. In Windows, we have C drive, right? Where we get OS. It is a primary partition in Windows. Similarly, in Linux, forward slash, it is a primary partition. Under forward slash, we have all these subdirectories. All this comes under this forward slash. Okay, so the first subdirectory under forward slash is root. Root is the home directory for super user. Super user means administrator. As an administrator, you logged in into your computer and you are creating any files or directories. That data by default is going to store under root. And home is the home directory for normal user. As a normal user, you logged in into your computer and you are creating files or directories. That data is going to store under home by default. See, if you want to change the location, we can change. In Windows, not only C, if you have drives like D, E, F, you are storing the data in that drives also, right? Same like that. These are the default directories. If you want to change the location, we can change. I'm repeating. First is forward slash. Forward slash is a parent directory or top level directory in Linux. It is similar to C in Windows. It is compulsory partition. Root is the home directory for super user. Super user means administrator. As a super user, you logged in into computer and you're creating any files or directories. The data is going to store under root. And home is the home directory for normal user. As a normal user, you logged in into computer and you're creating any files or directories. The data is going to store under home. Here one more point is, once a user is created, it automatically creates a directory also. With same username, it creates a directory also, means folder. Where it creates the directory means under home. Now say for example, you created a user Tom. Immediately, it creates a directory also with the name Tom. Now, when Tom user logged in and Tom is creating any files or directories, the data is going to store under Tom's directory. So that is Tom home directory. Okay. And next is boot. Boot contains bootable file. Operating system bootable files are stored under boot. It is similar to BIOS in Windows. Sbin contains super user commands, the commands which can be executed by super user. That commands are stored under sbin. Bin contains normal user commands, the commands which can be executed by normal user. That commands are stored under bin. See, when you logged in into your computer as a normal user, you executed something command. First, it will check the command is available or not. Where it checks? In bin, it will check. Okay. As bin contains super user commands, bin contains normal user commands. Okay. And USR. USR, it is a default directory for, see, all the applications which comes along with operating system. That applications are stored under USR. See, once we install operating system, along with the operating system, automatically some applications comes. Default softwares will come. That applications are stored under USR. Clear up to now what we discussed?
Yeah, and what do we store in boot? Sorry, I missed that.
Bootable files and kernel. Operating system bootable
When we
files.
start here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Operating system bootable files and kernel. Kernel up to version 6 is stored under boot. It is like BIOS in Windows.
Okay.
Where contains variable files. System log files are stored under where. Like it is like task manager in Windows. How many users are logged in, how much processor they are using, how much CPU they are using, memory size, every information. What are the commands they are executing, at what time they logged in, at what time they logged out, every information it stores in it. Where contains variable files means system log files are stored under where. One moment. I'm repeating /, it is a parent directory or top level directory in Linux. It is similar to C in Windows. Root, this all the directories comes under /. Root is the home directory for super user. Super user means administrator. Home is the home directory for normal user. Boot contains bootable files and kernel. Kernel up to version 6. Sbin contains super user commands, the commands which comes along with operating system. The commands which can be executed by super user. Sbin contains super user commands, the commands which can be executed by super user. And bin contains normal user commands, means the commands which can be executed by normal user. USR contains default applications, applications which comes along with operating system. That applications are stored under USR. Where contains variable files, system log files are stored under where.
Okay.
USR default application. Yeah, Dev, yeah, Vinay, you're asking something?
No, I said, yeah, okay.
Done. Dev contains devices information. Device means partitions. In Windows, we call partition. Here we call device. Dev contains devices information. ETC contains configuration files. System configuration files are stored under ETC. As we discussed in the last session, Linux works with configuration files, no setup files. So where all the configuration files are stored means under ETC. ETC contains configuration files. Dev contains devices information, means partitions information. ETC contains configuration files. System configuration files are stored under ETC. OPT contains optional applications, applications which we install manually. They are not compulsory to install. But if you want to install, we install them manually. Like something you want to install, VMware you want to install, or some applications you want to install, Maya software you want to install, something. So when you install any applications, that applications are stored under OPT. Media contains external devices information, means removable devices information, like external hard disk, external DVD writers, pen drives information is stored in media. External devices information is stored under media, but up to version 6. Up to version 6, external devices information is stored under media, removable devices information. And MNT contains partitions and their mounted directories information. Which directory, which partition is linked with which directory. That information is stored under MNT. See, in Windows, once you create partition and format it, we can enter into the partition. You can create files, you can create folders, you can check content. If you double click on the partition means we can see what is there in the partition. That is in Windows. But in Linux, it is not like that. You cannot open partition directly. Then what we do means after creating partition, we give link between partition and directory. That is called mounting. Okay. So once a partition is linked with the directory, we access partition through directory. So once we open the directory means you can see the content of the partition. You created something in the directory means linked directory means it stores in your partition. You deleted something from your Directory means it deletes from partition. So, MNT contains which partition is linked with which directory. That information is stored under MNT. What is this partition? How to give link between partition and directory? How we access the partitions? Everything I'll show you in further classes practically. The next one is run. Run contains external devices information and kernel information from RHEL 7 version. Up to version 6, boot contains kernel and media contains external devices information. From version 7 onwards, Linux version 7 onwards, run contains removable devices information and kernel information. So these are the default directories we have in Linux. Shall I repeat this once?
So,
Yes.
7 version boot and media will not be there.
Come again, Vinay.
So in 7 Linux version, boot and media will not be present.
Run.
Yeah, so boot and media will not be present since 7 version. you are saying.
Boot contains bootable files, only bootable files.
Okay. And
Only
media will be
run
deleted.
contains, yes. Run contains external devices information. External devices information and kernel information from version 7. In 7 also, boot is available to maintain bootable files,
Okay.
operating system files. Clear these directories?
Yeah, it is for now. It is clear, but how it will? I will invest. Do I need to make
No,
notes or?
if you just see these directory names, you'll get understand. Okay, this directory is for this purpose. This directory is for this purpose. No need to by heart. I will share the notes also. I'll share the note through Telegram. So you can go through that also. I'm repeating once. / is a parent directory or top level directory in Linux. Okay, it is similar to C in Windows. Under / these are the subdirectories. And next is root. Root is the home directory for super user. Home is the home directory for normal user. Boot contains bootable files and kernel up to version 6. Sbin contains super user commands, the commands which comes along with, the commands which can be executed by super user. The commands which can be executed by super user, that commands are stored in sbin. Bin contains normal user commands, the commands which can be executed by normal user. USR contains default applications which comes along with operating system. Var contains variable files. System log files are stored under var. Dev contains devices information, means partitions information. etc contains configuration files. OPT contains optional applications which we install manually. Media contains external devices information up to version 6. Okay. And MNT contains partitions and their mounted directories information. Which partition is linked with which directory? That information is maintained by MNT. And run contains external devices information and kernel information from version 7 onwards. As of now, is this directories are clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it is clear. What would be the prerequisite for this course?
Come again?
What would be the prerequisite for this course?
Nothing. You have zero knowledge also, no issues. No knowledge is required. I will take care of everything.
Okay.
From basics, I will explain everything. And these are the recommended partitions. While installing the operating system, these are the recommended partitions in Linux. These are not compulsory partitions to create. These are only recommended partitions. While installing Linux operating system, these are the recommended partitions to create. Then, what are the compulsory partitions? Means forward slash is a compulsory partition. Why forward slash is compulsory? Because forward slash is a parent directory, right? So it is compulsory partition to create while installing the operating system. And swap also compulsory partition. Swap also compulsory partition while installing the operating system. This is also compulsory. What is swap? Means it is a virtual memory. Swap is a virtual memory which is used to increase the speed of RAM. In the last session, I told you, right? It is used to increase the speed of RAM. How to create this swap memory? While installing the operating system, I will show you. Even after entering to the operating system also, I will show practical. So these two, forward slash and swap, are the compulsory partitions while installing the operating system. Remaining or recommended. They are not compulsory to create. They are recommended only. Slash boot contains bootable files. So it requires 200 to 500 MB space to store bootable files. So while installing the operating system, what we can do is we can create slash boot and we can fix reserve size between 200 to 500. So it uses only that space to store bootable files. Okay. So it will not use extra space. And slash home. If you want to fix some size to your home directory for normal users, you want to give 100 GB space to your normal user. You want to fix the size. So while installing the operating system, you can create slash home and you can fix the size. It is not recommended. I mean, this is not compulsory. This is just recommended only. You are only the one who is accessing your laptop just for practical purpose you are creating. You don't have users. You're not going to store any data. In that scenario, it is not required to create. This is just recommended. And slash USR and slash var are recommended in server machines. Slash USR is recommended. See, slash USR contains default applications. All default applications are stored under USR, right? So, while installing the operating system, if you fix sites to slash USRs without interruption, it will run all the applications. So, in server, it is recommended to create because in client PCs, we don't run all the default applications. And slash var contains log files. How many users are logged in? Which user is executing what command? All the information is stored in slash USR. So while installing the operating system, what we do is in server machine, we create slash var also to store user logs files. It is used for troubleshooting purpose in real time. How many user logged in, which user executed what command. So they'll store the information for troubleshooting purpose. In normal machine, general purpose, if you're creating slash and swap or the compulsory partition. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Done. Now, if you want to practice Linux, first of all, you must install Linux operating system. If you want to install Linux operating system in your computer, means you already have a laptop with Windows machine, right?
Yeah, right.
So you don't want to disturb that machine. You want to practice Linux, means there is a software called VMware. Any idea about VMware?
Yeah, that much I just aware means it is a software that provides.
enough. There is a software called VMware, virtual machine. So what is your OS version?
Windows 11.
Windows 11 or 10?
I have to check one second. Let me check.
Okay. So if you have Windows 10 means install VMware 15 Pro. Just download the VMware software.
Okay.
15 Pro.
Where I can check whether it is Windows or Windows 11 or 10? Not sure whether it is window 10 or 11. Where I should look out in it. Yeah, my system is window 11. Yeah, I got my window version. So my version is window 11 only. Window 11 home. Okay, VMware 16 Pro. I am, yes. I guess you are on mute.
Vinay, what you said?
My one is window 11 only.
Yeah, 11 means install VMware 16 Pro software. You'll get one setup file. Just install next, finish. If you want, I will share that software through Telegram. You can download it from Google also. VMware 16 Pro. Download it. Next, finish. Okay.
Yeah,
Once
I
you
can download.
download,
So it is here showing like Fusion and Workstation or VMware Workstation Pro. Now
yes,
available for personal use. That one, right?
yes, VMware Workstation Pro. Just install it. What is the use of this? Means in this software you can create virtual computers. See, I have many
Okay.
computers. If you observe, I created many computers. You can create virtual computers like this. How to
Okay.
create virtual computer means once you open VMware software, just click on this, create new virtual machine.
Mhm.
Then select typical. See, after installing VMware software, create this virtual machine in VMware software. I'm just showing how to create virtual machine. Virtually, we are creating one computer to install Linux operating system. So it will not disturb our Windows.
Mm.
So here, select I will install the operating system later. And now, whatever operating system you want to install, select that. I want to install Linux, so I'm selecting Linux. Next. So virtual machine name, you can set anything and select the location to create this virtual machine in your computer. I have space in my D drive. Here I'm creating virtual machine. I'm giving the name. Something. I'm giving the name. One moment. I created a folder. I'm selecting that folder. Okay. Next. How much space you want to reserve for your virtual machine? I'm giving 40 GB space. Using that space, I want to create single file. Next. Finish. Now, if you observe, I have a computer with 1 GB RAM and 40 GB hard disk, the space which we give. Okay. So one processor. Virtual machine is ready. One computer is ready for installing. What next we required? Linux operating system file. I already have operating system file in my system. Even I'll share with you also through Telegram. Now select this option, CD or DVD. Click on use ISO image file and click on browse and select the ISO image file where you saved. Then click on OK. Now, if you click on power on this virtual machine, means it will start installation, Linux installation. So next time onwards, when you want to practice Linux, means you can practice from virtual machine. How to install also, I will show in next class. I will show how to install. Okay. So your task is download virtual machine 16 Pro. Okay. So, and ISO file, this I will share with you through Telegram once you register. And in next session, I will show how to install the operating system also. As of now, what we discussed, is that clear, Vinay?
Yes.
And I'll be there. Any help, any guidance, I'll be there. You'll get the Telegram link also. Once you registered with this course, you'll get the Telegram link also. So you can message me on Telegram. Any doubts are there, any confusion, you can message me on Telegram also. And notes and this ISO file, everything I will share through Telegram.
Okay. And this is a 30 days class, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So this is about today's session. We'll meet in the next session.
Yeah, one more thing. Can I
Yeah.
get a previous class then video or something? It is there somewhere?
Yesterday you
YouTube.
not attended?
No, it is like,
Acha, today is your first class.
yeah.
Oh, you'll get the recording videos.
Okay.
Through mail, they will share the recording videos. Once you ask DURGASOFT team, they will call you, it seems. So ask them for the recording videos.
Okay.
It will be better. In the last session, I discussed about futures. What are the futures we have in Linux? So just go through that first.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Vinay.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
You're clear, right? Today's class?
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah, fine.